I was 14 when I picked up my first guitar. At first it was a little awkward when I picked up my first guitar. It was, you know, because you weren't kind of used to, you know, holding it, and but after a while it felt good. You know, when you really learned how to really play it, it felt great.
I came as a student actually in 1985. Class of 85, 86, I enrolled in GIT. I was actually already a professional musician then, playing to really big audiences, but I had this funny feeling that I didn't really know what I was doing. 30,000 people in the audience, but still I didn't know all the notes on the fretboard, so I thought I got to go to that school. So I enrolled in the guitar program here in 1985, graduated, got hired as a teacher after doing some touring. So I've been working here almost 25 years, since 1987, as a guitar instructor, staff instructor, as head of the guitar department for nearly 10 years, and a couple kinds of varieties of vice president. So I've been here a little while.
I was in the third class ever at Musicians Institute before it was MI, when it was called GIT, because it was only guitar and we had to hire bass players and drummers to play with us. So its popularity has gone like that since I came here. But it was still a healthy class. It was 60 guys and me.
I told my parents when I was 12 years old that I was going to decide what got on the radio. And they said, there's no such job. And I'm like, well, that's the job I'm going to do. And I went through high school, and as soon as I graduated, I said, I'm going to decide what gets on the radio. My parents said, you're going to go to college. I went to college and tried to get into the entertainment, you know, at the radio station, tried to get to be a DJ there, but I wasn't cool enough. So I started managing bands in Boston. So really in college, I began as a music manager, and the minute I got out of college, I moved to New York and got a job as a manager. And I started a publishing company as well.
When did I decide that I wanted to work in the music industry? I would say that the music industry decided for me in many ways. When I received my first publishing deal, which is a story in and of itself, I was right out of college, having had studied classically for several years, and in stumbling into that publishing deal, I was very fortunate to come across a lot of women, actually. My publisher and other people who really showed me what the industry was about, the good and the bad, and how to navigate, and I just felt like I was home.
Maybe when I was 5, I started to study music, playing the violin, and that was great, not so cool. So being of the generation where the Beatles were a big deal, that influenced me to pick up the guitar when I was about 12. So I've been playing ever since then. I love it. It's who I am. No one will ever take it away from me. Whether male or female doesn't matter whatsoever. It's something I love to do, and I really feel it's important in my position, because I've been very, very lucky in the industry and the kind of opportunities I've had to be able to open doors for others, particularly for female musicians. Role models are great, you know, and if I can do anything to help someone have the same kind of opportunities I've had or better ones, you know, I'm happy to return the favor. But remember that you don't need a role model to be great or to love something or to be passionate about it. It's not about fame or fortune. If you love it, you do it. But just because someone hasn't done it before you doesn't mean you can't. Jimi Hendrix didn't need a role model. Great female musicians out there. Jennifer Batten, she didn't have a role model. They just did it because they loved it. And so that's really what's kept me going. You know, I love it, so I'm going to always keep playing.
I realized that I wanted to make music such a big part of my life because it's just the way it makes you feel. I mean, when you listen to music, when you play it, it's all about feeling. You know, I consider music an emotion. You know, I think that's why all of us play, is because it's just that feeling when you play. You know, it's a good feeling, and that's why, you know, that's why I play.
Why am I passionate about what I do in the music business? Because I love discovering a new artist. I mean, it's just, for me, it's a personal thing. It's so exciting when I'm out in the clubs and, you know, you're seeing the same thing, and suddenly you've just discovered a star who's speaking straight to your heart. And I like being an advocate for musicians as well. I really enjoy getting them from point A to point B or Z and helping them build their career, and basically I enjoy being an advocate for musicians.
I actually was just in student services, student career services, and someone in there stopped me and said, hey, you know, we're gonna have this audition. They're looking for female guitar players. We know you're a guitar player. Are you interested? So I was like, yes, yeah, sure, that sounds great. You know, why not? I'll just go for it and see what happens. And so I did. Went through one audition, made it to the next one in front of CeeLo Green, and then got the gig, and it was the most amazing thing ever. You know, go for it, and girls can do anything that guys do, and that includes playing guitar.
My big goals for music and guitar would really just be as long as I'm making people happy with the music I make. I mean, sure, everybody wants to be a big rock star, but I think it has to do with just making the audience happy and, you know, giving them what they want. And as long as you're happy doing it too, you know, I think that's a big part of it.
You know, I'm a musician, so I have so many emotions, good or bad. But I can't always talking with language or somewhere. So guitar is the best way to tell my feelings with all of my emotions.
Well, the bottom line is do what you want to do, you know, regardless of what the odds are, or, I mean, the balance. I mean, at one time, being a doctor was pretty much all male, and now it's changed a lot, as well as airline pilots. So it's just a slower change in, well, I wouldn't say rock guitar, it's a soloing guitar, and anything beyond strumming.
It may be a little known fact, but the population of the United States is 51% female. And the population of the music industry is something substantially less in terms of female musicians. So there's something not quite right about that. And I think that it's been changing and getting better, and there's more women musicians out there, and they're inspiring. I love it. I know a lot of my guy friends love it when they see a great female player. And I really want more and more women to feel that music education is important, that they're welcome, that the more tools they have in the box, the more they know, the better they're going to do, the further their careers are going to go. But also I have a theory, and the theory is this, that if we had 100 great female guitar players on the face of the earth, instantly we'd have world peace. So I'm very invested in that. I want to see it happen. I know Daisy Rock can help us do this. I know MI can help us do this. It's really, really important that music is for everyone.